Happy Friday, guys. So that benchmark is back. That workout that we did in your support your local box competition, that AMRAP 10 of 10 squats, 9 right side dumbbell snatches, push-ups, and snatches again. It's coming back again. We're going to try and repeat and beat your score from last time. So I think we did this last time in the notes. I think I said July 17th. So look back and see what you scored last time. And we're trying to beat that this time. So maybe you might need to strategize, go a different way. If you found that, for example, the push-ups, you might have went unbroken and then you had to break them up a lot later on. Maybe start off with smaller sets so you're more consistent and have more in the end, especially in that last 2 minutes to give it your all. This workout, guys, again, is a great overall body workout. So we're doing those squats, really working on that upper body, working on some weightlifting there, and then those push-ups are a great way to build that upper body strength endurance there. So hope you guys get a good score on this one. If you've never done it before, this is a great one to get into. If you don't have a dumbbell at home, just use one single object that you can do the movement with good form and technique. You can go as by, like, you can try using like a soup can. If you have a kettlebell instead of a dumbbell, you can use that as well. Any kind of object that you guys can use safely for this workout will do for the dumbbell snatches. And other than that, guys, the rest is kind of body weight. Then we're gonna rest 5 minutes and we're gonna finish off with some kind of recovery here. So we're doing a bike or a row, and if you don't have either or, we can go for a walk or we can go for a light jog. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna go 5 sets, ideally all unbroken, 10 seconds at a fast pace, 20 seconds at a moderate pace, and then ending off with 30 seconds at an easy pace. And then we're going back to the top, repeating for those 5 sets. So just 5 minutes of work here, really just trying to emphasize the breathing, getting blood flow through our body, and promoting that recovery for tomorrow's workout there. So highly encourage you guys to do this one after that workout, whether it be bike, row, even if you want to go for a swim, if you have that available to you, you can do that as well. Or again, go for that walk or that jog as well. That works for this particular workout here too. So after that, guys, we're gonna finish off the stretch, 90 seconds of a pec stretch per side, then 90 seconds of that lat stretch per side. Hope you guys enjoy the workout today. You guys beat your times, or sorry, your number of reps that you got from last time. Make sure you guys stretch it out, get yourselves ready for tomorrow's workout. We'll see you guys next for the warm-up video. All right, guys, so for the warm-up today, we're gonna start off with some joint mobility, starting with 3 thoracic anterior and posterior glides. We're gonna do this all from the floor. So we're gonna come down into that quadruped position there, knees, hands on the floor. We're gonna focus mainly from the mid-spine here and on. So we're not really focused on the lower back. Make sure that's not moving as we're doing the movement. We're really trying to focus on the spine, mid-spine and up as we do this. What we're gonna do, arms straight, back nice and flat as best you can. Then we're gonna round our back from that upper spine area as much as we can, trying to open up those joints at the top. Then we're gonna think about pushing them back together as we push our chest down to the floor. We're gonna go through 3 reps here. Really take your time in each position. Feel it out as you do this, guys. Once you're done those 3 thoracic glides, we're gonna go into 3 hip rotations from the same position. So you're going to lift one leg up, straight leg, a little bit out to the side, and we're going to draw a small circle, 3 in that clockwise direction, and then 3 in the counterclockwise direction. Really just trying to focus on moving that hip joint. Once you're done that, guys, we're going to get into that warm-up to get ourselves activated. So we're going to start off with 12 alternating deadbug arm and leg raises. So you're going to get into that deadbug position.
legs straight, and those arms straight, and then you're going to drop your arms and your legs at the same time, then back up again. So what that looks like, different angle here. Legs straight, arms straight, dropping our arms down and our legs, keeping that core tight, then pulling back in again. 12 reps from there, guys. Then we're going to flip over, get into that arch position. So chest facing the floor, we're going to lift our legs and arms up for 10 reps here. Really feeling this in our upper back and our lower back, especially in those glutes. So lifting up, back down, really trying to engage in that top position there, guys. 10 reps. Once you're done that, you're going to find yourself a box, or if you have a step, and we're going to use that to fire up the glutes and hamstrings there. So I'm going to use this box here. I want you guys to play around with how you position your foot on the box. If you put your heel on the box only, this is going to give you a lot of activation in the hamstring. If you start off with that mid-foot, you'll feel more of the glute and the hamstring together. So it'll be a little bit easier to do that bridge. If you want to make it a little more difficult or isolate that hamstring, start to work towards that heel as you press up. And if you leave that as an anchor point as your heel, guys, you're going to really feel it in your hamstrings. Make sure you slowly progress to that. You're going to alternate reps for 8 reps, so 4 per side there. Then we're going to finish off with 6 deficit push-ups with a slow descent. So I'm going to use some plates to get a little bit deeper in my push-up. If you like, if you have any other objects that are nice and flat that you can use even use some chairs. Even if you're like from a standing position, that's perfect. What we want to do is really just get deep into the bottom of that push-up. So nice tight core here, elbows locked out, slow descent all the way down, and then pressing back up again. Again, really trying to focus on keeping those elbows in nice and tight as we do that movement. 2 sets of the 12, 10, and 8, and 6, guys, and then we'll get ready and get into that workout standard. So we'll see you guys next for that.
Starting with the alternating snatch. I got a dumbbell here, guys. So depending what you have at home, your starting position might be slightly different, okay? So what I'm getting at is if I have a smaller object, I might have to squat down to reach it versus leaning forward and rounding my back. That is usually your go-to, more natural, kind of lean forward, reach for it. But then that changes your spine position, does not keep it in a neutral position. So try to get in the habit of hinging with the hips, okay, squatting down if your object is a little bit smaller, okay? To avoid using your back or compromising your back position, use those legs. Just like any lift here that we would use with a barbell, you would deadlift it from the floor. From there, you guys, you're gonna drive your hips, heels into the floor. As you drive your elbow slightly back, then quickly turn it around and punch it to the ceiling, okay? Avoid that 2-step because it's not a clean and press, it's a snatch, okay? So one fluid, continuous movement all the way overhead, okay?
With the push-ups here, guys, again, let's try and keep that nice tight hollow body, stay nice and straight the entire time. So with that said, let's not sag those hips, keep that butt tight, and then we're curling in that rib cage, keeping the abs tight. For the push-up here, I like to keep those elbow pits, or the inside elbow pits facing out in front of me. So I don't want them to face inwards. I like to keep them facing out in front, so that when I break at the elbows, I'm keeping my elbows already nice and tight to my body. So that's a good cue for yourself, especially also when you're coming up, you want to think about pointing those elbow pits back out again. So you guys can do your push-ups off those toes. You guys can do a push-up where you come down and then rock back up from the knees, then to the toes. It's kind of like kipping push up there, that's totally fine, as long as you're keeping that core nice and tight. Last thing, you can also try going off those knees. Just one error I see sometimes with these knee push-ups, guys, is that we keep our hips bent and then come down and push up like this. I want you to keep yourself nice and straight. So from your knees to your shoulders should be one straight line, come all the way down, and then back up again. Going into those air squats next. So air squats here, guys. Big thing, keep that chest tall. I like to kind of keep my hands out in front of me so that when I'm getting tired, I'm not looking down as I'm squatting. So I know some of you, when you get tired, hands kind of flop to the sides or in front of you and you're looking down. Try to keep those hands up a little bit taller and look straight ahead to keep that chest tall, and also to allow you to keep your weight more distributed towards that mid-foot and the heel. So again, as opposed to doing this, guys, we're trying to keep our hands up and try to stay on that mid-foot to heel more as we're coming down in our squat and coming up from our squat.
All right, guys, welcome to the afterburn. Hope you had a good workout. We're gonna start with that pec stretch. So we are doing 90 seconds per side. First one we're gonna do is I'm just gonna get you planting your hand onto that wall. So I'm actually pushing my palm into the wall and then locking my elbow out. And then I'm just gonna turn my feet in the opposite direction. So I'm just trying to walk my feet away more and more. Upper body comes with it. Now you can play with your position here on the wall a little bit higher. You might feel a little bit more in the pec. Remember, you might be tempted to bend your elbow. Try to avoid that. 90 seconds per side on that. Then we're gonna get into a lat stretch. So for the lat stretch here, guys, if you have a tennis ball, lacrosse ball, any type of ball will work here. I want you guys to think about working that lat right where the kind of on the outside of that armpit, back right underneath the shoulder, and you're just gonna put that lacrosse ball into that area of the lat, and you're gonna lean up against that wall. You can go try to play around with this position where you're leaning more into it. You can twist a little bit more onto the back of that lat, or you can go a little bit down the lat, and also add movement. So I find whenever I find a spot that's a little bit knotted, I add a rotation in that arm and shoulder, maybe do a press back and forth, and you're just gonna fish around for areas that feel a little bit uncomfortable. We're gonna get uncomfortable here. You can also try this one on the ground. I prefer the ground actually more than the wall. So try both, see what one feels a little bit better. And remember, when you find that spot that kind of seems to take your breath away a little bit, remember to breathe through it. Thanks guys, and we'll see you tomorrow.